Whenever we go back and look at the prequel trilogy era, and even the original trilogy if you want to count Star Wars Return of the Jedi, Anakin Skywalker really is and truly is the official face of the Star Wars franchise, as he is the man who ultimately becomes Darth Vader, redeems himself, and saves the sun. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, The Rise of Skywalker is a very important movie by Disney and Lucasfilm, and in order to really make it a successful film, it has to be very emotional. That's going to hit a lot of fans' hearts once they go ahead and see this movie come December of this year, which, by the way, we are now less than 2 months away until this is going to drop. It's crazy to think that we are so close. Now, just the other day we got the official trailer, and now we're talking about everything related to the footage and everything beyond that. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions as well as one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very intense for the third act of Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that shot descriptions of a sequence where it's explained that Rey is said to be down on the ground after getting her energy drained from Darth Sidious, where it's said that Palpatine is laughing in front of her. In front of Rey is said to be Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber as well as Leia's after taking it from across the throne room, where this is where it's said that this scene will involve actor Hayden Christensen to step into the role as the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker, who is said to be far older in design as far as his voice goes, where it's said that Anakin is able to provide Rey energy from the netherworld of the Force. It's said that as Anakin is offering Rey strength from the netherworld, that this is where other Force ghosts come in, such as Obi-Wan, Yoda, Luke, and others as well that are currently unnamed. It's described that Anakin is the main energy giver to Rey, and that most of her strength comes from Anakin's Force Ghost, where this is said to serve as a light revenge from Anakin Skywalker to Darth Sidious by director J.J. Abrams. Now, it's described that in the sequence it leads to a moment where Luke says that 1,000 generations live in her now, and that you must now bring balance to the Force, and that we will always be with you. This is where Rey gets the courage to fight Palpatine where she did not stand a chance before, where the Force Ghosts are now said to be somehow a part of Rey partially, allowing her to fight efficiently. Hayden Christensen as Anakin is said to state to Rey to fulfill your destiny as a Jedi, and that now is the time. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why this is a very magical moment for not just the character of Rey, but for the characters such as the Force Ghost, especially Anakin Skywalker, portrayed by Hayden Christensen. Now, I want to go over Hayden Christensen. Now, this could also make a lot of sense as we went over a couple of months ago as to why they canceled one of the fan events between both Ian McDiarmid and Hayden, and they would not tell us as to why they were pulled from that fan event. Now, it was all due to contract reasons, and that really did raise a lot of questions as to Anakin's role in The Rise of Skywalker, because, well, it most likely had to do with a lot of the reshoots that were going on in August, September, and this month of October. So keep that in mind there. Now, this particular scene is said to tie in to the lines of dialogue that we do in fact hear from Luke in the teaser, where Luke says 1,000 generations live in you now, and that we will always be with you. Now, those lines are actually referring to the Force Ghosts at the very end of the movie, offering their energy from the netherworld of the Force, and allowing their spirits to become a part of Rey in some way, shape, or form. So this to me sounds very interesting. I know that there's going to be quite a number of people that probably will disagree about this, and that is perfectly fine. Everybody has their own opinion. It is totally understandable, 100%. But this scene, I will say, does bring us back to the original drafts of Return of the Jedi, where the Force Ghosts of Obi-Wan and Yoda, I don't know if you guys knew this, but there was an original idea for Episode 6 where both Yoda and Kenobi's Force Ghost intervene the battle between both Sidious and Luke, where Sidious is electrocuting Skywalker, where he essentially tells, Luke, now young Skywalker, you will die. That is the very moment originally that Yoda and Kenobi were said to intervene as Force Ghosts and block the Force lightning from hitting Luke. So that sounds like, that this particular scene is being based off of that original idea by George Lucas for Return of the Jedi that honestly I think would have been great. They could have done something like that, to be honest, if they really wanted to. at a certain point in time in the Snoke throne room battle if they wanted to do something crazy in that sense. But moving on from all of this, alright, Anakin is said to be the main energy giver to Rey. So that does make a lot of sense as well, because Anakin Skywalker, a very powerful Force user, as we saw in Revenge of the Sith. Why wouldn't he be the most powerful, Force sensitive, a part of the netherworld of the Force? Now, the thing that gets me is that it's not just Luke, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Anakin, but other Force ghosts that are actually currently unnamed. Could this very well refer to Mace Windu, Qui-Gon Jinn, and others alike? That's a big possibility as well. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.